Yeah.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this very special session on newborn photography with Margaret Han and of course Bambini Babies, and welcome on this lovely Saturday morning, and welcome to all the people who are participating from Indonesia. And yeah, so it's always a pleasure to have you. And of course, Margaret is here, and we will be starting just a little bit. We're expecting some more people to join in. The mics are on mute. You can't unmute them. There will be a recording available on the Shoot Guru app post this workshop. So don't worry, we are already recording it. And of course, if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat box. I am monitoring the chat box myself. And if you can't type in too much, just raise your hand, and if we have time, if we have a gap in between where we can pick up those questions, we will. And regarding questions, please make sure the questions are in reference to whatever Margaret is talking at that point in time, and we will take them up right then. But if there's something that is not the part of the topic right there, we will still take them up, but towards the end of the webinar. And I hope you guys learn a lot today, because I'm expecting to learn a lot as well. And thank you, Margaret, for doing this.
Sure thing, it's my pleasure. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining our webinar today. It's so much fun. It is actually my first live international webinar. I did in Baby Summit 1 to 4, but it was a recorded version, so this is my first live. I'm a little bit nervous, but we have Mr. Sitich here, so hopefully you'll help me through the webinar.
It'll be fun. So just to let everybody know, so Margaret Han is a professional newborn photographer and mentor, as well as founder of Bambini Babies. She's got 14 years of experience in photography. She found a passion in the newborn genre, and her photographed countless and has photographed countless babies ever since. Margaret has taught in many workshops, both in person and online. She also taught in International Belly Baby Summit 1, 2, and 4. Her goal is to help fellow photographers grow and create a safe newborn photography industry. And I think that is the need of the hour, where people are getting into the newborn photography era and the area and the genre, but there is less education about it, especially about baby wrapping, props that you can use, backdrops that you can create, and things that you can do with whatever is available to you in resources. And this is where Margaret and Bambini Babies come, to our rescue, where they have created some really, really beautiful and amazing images in the past, which I have seen personally and have been inspired with. So I hope all of you guys do get inspired with what she is teaching us today and learn a lot. Keep making notes. The recording will be available later, so you don't have to worry about that. But Margaret will be talking a lot, so I guess notes will help you guys as well. So Margaret, we will be starting in just a bit. We're just expecting a little more people to join in. So let's say another 2 minutes, we should start. And guys, all the best. And yeah.
Hi, I'm back. Can you hear me now? Mr. I think you are okay.
Yeah, so we can definitely hear you, and I think we should start because there are a lot of people who've been waiting for a bit. There are more people who are kind of trickling in, so we'll wait for them. And guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. It is always good to ask questions, because what you ask could also help other people as well. So the chat box is open. First of all, please tell us your name and where are you from in the chat box, so that we know where our audience is actually coming from, and also tell us what you do.
Right.
So I am Kshitij. I am the founder of Shoot Guru, and I am a cinematographer based out of India. And we also teach people filmmaking and photography, and that is why the initiative is to make education affordable, and that is why we hold such collaborative workshops with renowned international filmmakers and photographers like Margaret, who are very kind enough to share their knowledge with us on this platform. And so guys, just tell us your name, where are you from, and what you do.
Okay, so should we start now, or are we still waiting for some?
Let's get intros. Till then, some more people are joining in. I think they're one or two every minute. So till the time intros come in, I think we'll have enough people to start.
Okay.
So we have people coming in from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Another one. So we have Shanmukha who's there. Welcome guys, welcome. Thanks Anita. Hi Anita. Hi Vasant. So we have Chirag who's from Haryana, Yashwini who's from Bangalore. So a lot of Indian people, and I see a lot of Indonesian names as well. Please introduce yourself, because I know most of the people from India who are joining in, and they know me, and this is the first time I'm actually getting introduced to a new market altogether. We do have a lot of followers from Jakarta that I got to know once I did start talking to Margaret about this workshop. But it is always good to connect people internationally.
Yes, that's really great. Maybe I should speak a little bit of Indonesian. So
yes, please.
Teman-teman dari Indonesia boleh kenalin diri di chat box biar semua saling kenal. Ini banyak teman-teman dari India sama Indonesia hari ini, jadi belajar bareng-bareng ya today. So there we have Devi from Surabaya, Indonesia. I think I see many more Indonesian names. Some of them are actually my students.
Oh, lovely.
So welcome back to my class, I guess.
Okay, Margaret, all yours. We can start, and let's get intros side by side as well.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sitich. Hey everyone, so today we will be talking about basic newborn photography. Hopefully today will be insightful and useful for you. I'll be sharing some slides for the basic newborn photography, and then I will show you some basic wrapping, and we will start live shooting, so you can see where I put my light, how I set my camera, and see what the results look like straight from the camera before editing. Okay, so I guess let's start, because after this I'm going to jump to another class. So we have
let's start, please. Let's start.
It's really tight, our schedule. Okay, here we go. All right, so I title this class today is Starting It Right from Day One. I always start my class with this title because some of you may have joined my class. Because I really think as a newborn photographer, you can have everything. You can have fabulous studio, you can have the best equipment, you can have the best tools and gears, you can have the best skill, but if you don't start it right, if you don't have the things that you need to start it right as a newborn photographers, it will be hard for you to last long in this industry. It will be hard for you to survive. I mean, you can survive, but it might be so much struggle. So we will see what are those things. Okay, before we continue, I'd like to invite everyone to join a little competition, a little games. So everyone joining in here, please post Instagram stories about this webinar today. And I will choose some winners to win shopping vouchers from Bambini Props. It is my online store for newborn photography props, and our best product is backdrop. We have shipped this backdrop to all over the world. Like Anna Brand use it, our friends in US use it, Australia, Europe, also some to India. So it will be a very useful voucher for you. It's an added bonus for our students today.
That's a giveaway right there for you. Just to add to that, if you do that, I will ask Margaret, whoever the winners are, they get a free workshop from us. We will host a professional workshop, which will be about approximately about $200 worth. We will give it for free to them.
That's cool. So don't forget to follow and tag so I can see your post. Okay? Now let's get started. Okay, so what do I mean by starting it right from day one? What I'm trying to tell everyone in my classes is you have to have some sort of work ethics, right? In every kind of job that you do, but especially as a newborn photographers, because we are dealing with precious little baby, teeny tiny little baby who cannot speak up for themselves. So it really depends on us as a newborn photographers to have the proper work ethics. And by that, we have to always pay attention to these three things: safety, comfort, and hygiene. I always make it into a short form, is SCH. So you have to remember this every time you do a newborn session: safety, comfort, and hygiene. It's all about it. When we do certain poses, you have to remember the safety, comfort, and hygiene. When you are trying new things, you have to remember three things. It's unnegotiable. You really have to have these three things. All right, I hope I make myself clear. I always repeat this in every class for all my students. So these are the things that we will try to cover today as much as possible. This is actually from my first class so I run a full workshop. It consists of 4 classes. So this is from my first class. So you can see you like get a free preview from the full workshop. So we were talking about safety standards, comfy environment, hygiene guidelines, what to do when baby cries. I will show you my camera setting and lighting, and we will see how we create the flattering angle and how to work with your workflow. Okay, so safety standards. Okay, this class we only have 1 hour, so we might not go into too much detail, but I will try to make it as detailed as possible. So you need to have a trained photographer and trained assistant, right? So not only you as a photographer and the stylist, but you also have to have someone to actually assist you and try to make sure that baby is safe at all times, right? So other things is we will do composite pictures for challenging poses like the Froggy Pose. If you're joining this class, I hope you know what Froggy Pose is, because it's one of the most famous poses in newborn photography. And baby should be supported at all times. You need to be sure that baby is healthy and never force a certain pose, even though the pose is very, very simple. Some babies might just not in for it. They just don't want to do it, okay? So I usually try the same pose for 3 times. And if baby resisted for more than 3 times, I would just let it go and move on and try to find another option for the baby. Remember, safety, comfort, and hygiene. Okay, so this is some of our behind the scenes pictures. So you can see, this is my assistant hand. This is my assistant. She's actually my sister. So we work together and we travel everywhere, both of us. So you can see how she's guiding all this baby, keeping them safe, right? Even for the simplest pose, this is on beanbag, and everyone must have thought that is really safe because baby is basically on the bed. But as a newborn photographer, you have to ensure that it is 1000% safe, right? And this is sample of composite pictures. This is the Froggy Pose. It's just so happened that for this Froggy Pose, this baby is also wearing Froggy costume. So here we are holding this baby. So we have 2 or 3 pictures taken, and we do post-processing to merge the pictures together. Okay, so comfortable environment. If you want to get started in a newborn station, you have to make sure that the room has comfortable temperature. So I'm not sure in India whether you use Celsius or Fahrenheit. I usually
Celsius.
Celsius. Oh, that's good. So we use the same scale. So I usually set up my room into 26 to 27 Celsius degrees. That is where usually baby is comfortable. So it's not too cold, but also not too hot. So we don't want to overheat baby. We also don't want to make them feel too cold, right? We need a clean room, obviously. So when I travel to client's house, sometimes I find that their room is not very cleaned. I have to ask them to clean the room again. But if it's in my studio, it is cleaned on daily basis. So you have to ensure that it has to be clean because babies might be allergic to something and you want to keep your props clean, okay? You need to have enough space and light, silent surrounding. Enough space. Why do we want enough space? Because as newborn photographer, you see this setup behind me. It's only like a small portion of the setup. You want to have enough space to place your props following your workflow. And you want enough space to actually move around and set up your tools, your lighting. Usually I ask them to prepare 3 times 3 meters of space at their home. If they don't have that kind of space, they are welcome to come to our studio. Okay, so we need silent surrounding, meaning if they have pets or maybe some toddler siblings, I'll ask them to stay in another room or play in another room and not in the photo area. Okay, I also use white noise. So for white noise, you can actually find an application on your App Store or Google Play, but this is what I use. It's a baby shusher. It's pretty pricey, so if you want to get one, it will be very useful to you. And if you are not ready to invest in one, you can download the app. Okay, just search white noise, and you will find lots of options. Okay, hygiene. With all the current conditions, I think people are more and more aware of the importance of hygiene. But as a newborn photographer, it has been our ground rules even before the pandemic. So we have to shower. Remember to shower. It's a very simple thing. Get up from your bed and shower before going to client's house. If you're going to your studio, you want to make sure that you are very clean from top to bottom, from head to toe. And I only travel from my house or from my studio. I mean, from my house directly to the studio or from the studio directly to client's house. So I don't stop by anywhere. I don't stop by the convenience store to get some snacks. I don't do that. I want to be sure that I'm really clean before I arrive at the studio or at client's house. You want to have clean nails and properly manicured. So learn how to manicure your nails. Don't wear perfume because babies are pretty sensitive, and with you smelling so nice, it could actually makes the baby feel uncomfortable. Okay, clean room, we have talked about it just now. And make sure your wardrobes, your everything that you use for the photo station is really clean. So we wash our wraps, our costumes with baby detergent. And then we also use UV sterilizer and UVC lamp to just UV sterilize everything. Okay, I also have hygiene box. So it is actually a hygiene tray in the studio. These are the stuff that I have. Okay, so I use this spray. I don't know whether you have this brand in India, but it's basically sanitizing spray. And I have this baby shusher. I have tissue. So again, I'm not sure whether we have the same brand, but this one is designed for babies. So you have 3 plies and it doesn't get like broken. This is an underpad. We call it chalk. And of course, face mask. I use surgical face mask just to be safe. So those are the few things that you need to have in your hygiene box. Take them everywhere. All right, so that's it for comfort and hygiene. Sorry, for safety and hygiene. I hope you get the ideas. Now we're going to talk about what to do when baby cries. If you have watched some of the summit videos, you might have watched these topics covered. So this is our baby today. So I actually currently have 6 of these babies.
Margaret, can we just turn the sharing off because we can't see you. You are very small on the screen.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think now it's much better.
Okay, right.
So
I'll just turn it off.
We're going to go back to the
Okay.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Because we
All
want
right.
to see you doing the things, and then we go back to the.
Okay, sure. Okay, so before I do this thing, I think I'm going to show the slide one more time just to tell everyone the gist. So these are the causes that might make baby cry. Baby might be hungry, might feeling too hot or too cold. They might have dirty diaper, gassy tummy. They might be just simply sleepy or irritated by your movement, and they might feel insecure. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen for now. So keep in mind, those are the things that might cause baby to feel uncomfortable for the session and why they might be crying. Now, I'm going to show you how can you identify what makes baby cries. That way, you can fulfill their needs and stop baby from crying, hopefully. Okay, so if you see me now, right, I'm sitting on my yoga ball. You can buy this in, I don't know, sports store or something, or you can shop online. So I sit here, so I can bounce baby without having to stand up, without having to move too much. And this keeps my movement very constant. Baby likes consistency, and it also saves my back from getting the unnecessary pain. So if you have low back pain, you should try this ball. Okay. So first, you have to calm yourself down and start to think, why is this baby crying? Okay. The first reason that you might miss because you thought baby just have had their milk, but then baby could still be hungry. How could you tell that baby is hungry? Zoom in dikit, Bill. So this is our baby today. Her name is, I don't know, Priyanka. It's a beautiful name, right? Okay, so if baby is hungry, you will see they will be moving their upper part of their body a lot. Okay, from their hands up to their head. So they will be turning their heads left and right. Their mouth might be rooting for milk. And their hands will also be moving, and sometimes they put their hands into their mouth. That is a sign that baby is hungry. So you have to tell the parents these signs and tell them that baby is still hungry, right? And feed them, because no matter how much you bounce, if the baby is still hungry, once they're asleep, you put them into a bowl and they will start crying again. Okay? Sometimes baby is feeling too hot or too cold. Now, how can you tell? If baby is too hot, you can touch their neckline. It will be wet, a little bit wet. That's a sign. If you see their face is red and their heads is sweating, they are definitely feeling too hot, and you really need to adjust their temperature. Don't overheat baby, okay? Now, how can you tell that baby is too cold? These are the areas that you can touch babies and see whether they are feeling too cold. First is their nose tip, and then the palm of their hands, and their feet. If you touch those areas and you feel that it's colder than your hands, then baby might be feeling too cold. Okay. Other reasons could be dirty diaper. They might be wanting to pass out some gas, or they have soiled their diapers. You will see they will be moving their lower parts more. They might be kicking. They might be trying to get their legs out from your wraps. So you have to check the diaper. They might also have gassy tummy. So when you touch their belly and it is not soft, this is what you can do. You can put them on your lap and create a cycling motion. Okay? Sometimes they are just sleepy, they could be irritated, they could feel insecure because they are not wearing anything, because you took off their clothes. So try to wrap them and see how it goes. If they're sleepy, I usually just, depending on the baby, I usually just rock them or swing them and pat them, either at the shoulder or at the bottom, depending on which part they like. So you really have to try and see which part is like the weak spot of the baby. All right. Some babies like to be pat on the shoulder, some at the back, and some at the bottom. You just have to try and see which one works for each baby. Okay. So this is how you know what makes baby cry. And after you know, you have to address their needs, and fingers crossed and pray very much the baby will stop crying and will listen to you to continue the session. Now, it's never an easy task, but it's not impossible, you know. Okay, so I'm going to share more slides now. Will, okay, if you have any questions, just you can, I don't know whether you can ask me directly or you have to post in the chat box, but do ask, okay? Okay, so this is my camera settings. I usually use aperture 2.0, f2.0. Speed, I keep it at 1/200. The lowest I would go is 1/160. ISO, I usually keep it at 100 to 400, so it will keep the picture quality nicer. White balance, it really depends on the ambience of the room and the camera that you use. It is usually around 5,500 Kelvin. Okay. So lighting for newborn, ada itu nggak C1 plus? C1 plus. Lighting for newborn, you want to feather the light and keep it soft, but not flat. Okay. If you see this baby's face here, you get a nice transition from highlight to shadow. And
Margaret, there is a question. What kind of lights would you recommend? Continuous lighting or strobes?
Okay, I will show you my light too. So I use flash. I use Profoto B1X with deep white umbrella XL size, and with a diffuser cover. I will show you how. Now I'm going to demonstrate a little bit about the lights. So this is an Iron Man light. This is Profoto light. This is C1 plus. I keep this. This is a flash light actually. So I keep this on my bag for just in case something happens to my main light. So feathering light, where do I want to put my light? If I put my light here, baby will have so much shadow in this area. If I put my light here, it will not look as nice as well.
I think you should stop sharing again.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
You should stop sharing. You're really tiny.
Thank you for the reminder.
Thank you.
I keep on forgetting. Okay. Now you see here, guys, if you put the light from down here, you can see how baby is looking scary, right? They don't look cute. And if you put the light so much in the front, the lighting will be just flat. You will not get a nice combination of highlight to shadow. So I usually put my light around here. Hold on, you will see it better later. Okay, I usually put my light around here. So it's in front of the baby, right? But not in front and at the side. So the lights that will go to baby's face is feathered from this area of the modifier that I use. This is not the light that I use. I'm just using this to demonstrate the position of the light. Okay. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, you will see more clearly when I demonstrate with my light. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna continue sharing now. Now, okay, we tackled camera settings. We have talked about the lighting, now angles. We want to make sure that we have flattering angles. So you have to explore different angles, overhead, from the top, from the front, side angle, and close up. Never shoot up the nose. Now, how do you know what our flattering angles look like? So I'm sure we have taken few selfies throughout our life. So I call it a selfie angle. I'm going to show you. So when you are taking a selfie, we tend to rise our phone a little bit up and facing the camera. We don't put our phone down here because it will show our double chin, right? And it will show our nostrils. So we want to keep it around this angle so it will look good. So it is exactly the same thing that we want to do with babies. We want to have them looking cute and beautiful. So a few years from now, they can come back and look at the pictures and adore themselves and not feel that they were such a funny looking baby. Okay, so I'm going to show you the angle. I will show you both beautiful and not so beautiful angles. Okay. So this is a workflow. I'm going to show you this, but we will not go through this today. So basically what you need, other than all the ethics that you already have, is a workflow. So you want to plan before the session. So we usually discuss with the clients what we want to do in the session. So after we have both decided, both me and the client, I will plan for the session. After I plan on the day, before I start with the baby, I will set up the room according to my plan. So which one I want to go first and which place, in which part of the room I want to put that setup in. Okay, and we will do transition from one set to the next. Yep, and I always start with wrap baby. Why do I start with a wrap baby? Because 90% babies that I have met, they enjoyed being wrapped. Some babies doesn't like to be unwrapped. They don't like to be in certain pose, but most of them, when we wrap them and we keep them safe and all bundled up, they really enjoy that state and they could stay calm for quite a long time. So when they are wrapped out, we can do several transitions to have guaranteed shots. So you can probably do 2 or 3 setups with wrapped babies before moving on to other poses. Okay? So if you are just starting newborn photography, I really suggest you to master your wrapping. Okay, so what I usually do is I start with wrap baby. This is potato sack pose, and then I unwrap the outer part of the wrap and I transition to this pose. This is what we will be learning today, to the basic pose, this one. And then afterwards, I would go to the bucket pose and then to the bed pose before going to the beanbag pose. Okay, so if we have siblings or parents joining in the session, I'll just put them in some of these transitions, right? So when you master your workflow, hopefully you will not overstimulate baby, meaning once wrap, right? Just wrap one time and you can do 2 to 3 sessions, 2 to 3 setups, I mean. Yep. So that's the idea of the workflow. Okay. Is there any question that I need to answer before moving on?
I don't think that any questions. I think people are making notes because I am. So, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat box. We will take them up. This is your chance to get them answered live right here. And of course, Margaret is teaching us so much. There is so much of good information coming through which we never knew about. So thank you, Margaret. Please, I think we can continue. Yeah, so there's somebody asking about the name of the light that people should be using as beginners.
Okay, I'm gonna type my light here so everyone can see. It's Profoto B1X with deep white umbrella XL. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna send it to everyone. It's not Profit, it's Profoto. Okay, there you go. Okay.
There's a question, how much do you charge the client as a beginner for basic photos or a few second montage type videos? So there are people who even ask for videos of the babies. So how do you actually do costing and how do you start charging people as a beginner?
So as for pricing, it is very hard for me to answer because we totally have different markets and it's different. Even in Indonesia, we have different areas and we have different market price. So you really have to know firsthand how much other people are charging, how much skill you have, and how do you think you want to be, how much you think you want to be appreciated. So I will suggest starting at around $200 as a beginner. So you will also protect the market price. So I think
that's good advice. Yeah, that's really good advice. Even for the Indian market, I would recommend people who are just starting off, work on your portfolio before you actually start charging people, because that is what is going to make them pay for it. And approximately, yes, $200, which is about 15,000 rupees, is a good starting point for any like 1 day of shoot, because there's a lot of things that you will need. And when you start ordering your backdrops from Bambini Babies and everything, you have to make a lot of money. So that will be a good thing to start off with. Just for that, there is a very, very good question that how much of an investment should one do when they're starting off? I would just phrase it a little differently. What I want to ask you is, what are the things that you definitely need when you're starting off in newborn photography, and without which you can't really, do too many things?
Okay, so we have other questions as well. How to take baby pictures with open eyes and smiling? I don't actually do babies with open eyes, so I usually shoot baby when they're asleep. I have several babies who are awake and very calm for the session, and when it happens, I usually wrap them and keep them all bundled up, and when they smile, it's usually when they are going to fall asleep. So this is usually when they smile, so you just have to look out for it. When they are falling asleep, but they are still opening eyes a little bit, that is the moment they usually smile. And you really need to be fast. That's why I set up my camera at 1/200 and never slower. So you could capture those moments very fast. Okay. L&B or Godox. I have never used any of them, but Godox is a very popular brand here, and my friends suggest Godox. I don't think we have L&B here. So what about you, Mr. Sitish? What kind of lights you
have? We have Profoto and Godox over here. LNB, so we've not also seen those ones in the market. Like I've never seen anybody using them, but it's a brand I think we should approach if nobody knows about them. That means then people need to know about it. So let's see about it. But yeah, if we do come across it, I will definitely put up a review.
All right.
So I have a question about lighting. Just before you go ahead, people usually say that babies don't like flashlights or flashes. What is your idea about it? Because when I started photography, so a lot of people told us that whenever you were doing babies, stick to continuous lighting, and higher shutter speeds was always a problem with continuous lighting.
It's a bit hard for me to hear you now because it's raining.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
So maybe if you
I was talking about flash versus continuous lighting. What do you prefer?
Right. So I used to use continuous light before I started my flash. I'm really loving my flash. So with continuous lighting, it will be easier with continuous because what you see is basically what you get, and with flash is a bit more challenging. But once you get used to it, you will really love it because the kind of characteristic they create is different from continuous light. That's from my experience. And with this light that I'm using now, I have power consistency. I have the white balance consistency that really helps me in the post editing. That's why I choose my flashlight.
And just for people, because babies tend to move if they're awake, so flashlights would actually help you freeze motion better than continuous lighting because you can stick to higher shutter speeds.
You mean the traveling speed of flashlight?
No, I'm just saying that why I prefer flash over continuous is because with flash I can freeze motion much easier than with continuous lighting.
Yeah, that's right. That will help too. Okay, so now I'm gonna wrap baby. I'm gonna show you how to wrap baby. If you have a doll and a wrap, you can wrap together with me. Okay. I hope you can see it clearly. Can you? Kurang maju, kurang sini.
Yes, we can. A little close up would help.
Okay.
Awesome. That's a beautiful line. That's a beautiful line.
Thank you. So I have 3 babies right here with me now. I have 3 more. Okay, so if you have a wrap, you want to stretch wrap. So baby will feel comfortable and not strangled in a way. So you want to put the short side here and you leave the longer side on the other side to wrap baby around. Okay, you want to put baby's hand up. This is one of the basic wrapping that I use most of the time. And like just here, keep in mind that I'm wrapping on my yoga ball and I'm holding baby's bottom here with my tummy to keep the legs in position here. Okay, now baby is in place. I have checked the baby. Baby is all good. Baby is not crying, not hungry, not feeling too hot or too cold. I'm ready to wrap. So here is the shorter part. You take this shorter part across baby's body. And on this side, you're gonna tuck into baby's back. So this will hold the wrap right there. Here. Okay. Now you can wrap one more time around baby's body. When you lift up, don't forget to make sure that you are holding the head and the neck and the shoulder at the same time. Okay. And cross over to the other side. Now, you have the hands here. Put the hands on baby's chest and the legs just up here. It's like sitting with crossed legs. Now you want to take this part of the wrap through baby's shoulder elbow, and knees. Okay, this way, and just go around baby. So you see my tummy is holding baby's bottom here to keep baby in position. Just go around, and when you reach this part, the other side, you want to go through the knees, elbow, and shoulder again. When you lift up, remember safety. Hold all parts and not just the head, not just the shoulder. Be very gentle. You have to work quick and firm, but gently. You can go around a few more times. Okay. Now this is the basic wrap. So this is pink color wrap. If you have pink settings, you can leave this part as part of the setups. See, you will have some hanging wraps to make your pictures more beautiful. But today I'm doing a orange setup. So I'm gonna wrap baby in full and put an orange wrap on top of this wrap. So this is my basic wrap. This is how baby would look wrapped. And now I'm gonna take this part to cover the front of the baby. I'm doing this because I want to add another wrap on top of this pink wrap. I like to start with this stretchy wrap because baby feels more comfortable in this. Okay. There you go. You can just tuck it in everywhere, anywhere, as long as it's hiding. Okay. Now I have this orange wrap. I'm going to wrap baby with this cover again. I will place the wrap in the same way, like just now. The size of the wrap is usually approximately around 30 to 50 centimeters wide and around 150 centimeters wide, long. Okay. Now here, the orange one is actually a decorative wrap. It's like silky wrap. This is how I'm gonna wrap. So I'm gonna take this side, I put it on top of baby's body. I'm gonna take this part and cross it over from top to bottom here, as well as this side. So I'm gonna cover baby's body like this. And then this part, I'm not going to cross it up, but I'm just going to move it to the other side. So at the back, I will move it straight to the other side. And in front of the baby, I will cross either to the top or to the bottom. Okay. So this should cover baby to go along with our orange setup today. Okay. Now you remember that we have the pink wrap inside. So if you have the first setting in orange, you can just take off this orange wrap and move baby to a pink setup. So you wrap one time, you get 2 or 3 setups. If you have another colors like purple or probably green, you can just wrap baby one more time. See, when you are starting and beginning, you have to be able to wrap your baby, so your job will be easier without having to pose baby too much. Okay, so learn your wrap, and hopefully it will make your job easier as a newborn photographer. Okay, after this, I usually put on pants. Okay, that's how we wrap baby. Now we'll be we will be shooting live, and I will show you how I shoot, how I set up position of the lighting, as well as the result live on the screen here. Okay, so as for the screen, try to pin my video, and then when I share the screen, I think you can tap on your few options, and then you choose side-by-side mode, so you can adjust the screen size. Hopefully, both me demonstrating and the screen showing the results will be similar size. It will be both big. Okay, so I'm gonna share my Capture One. I'll be shooting live with Capture One. Di sini.
So guys, till the time Margaret actually preps for this live session she's doing, which is amazing. If you have any questions, just put in the chat box so that we can take them up post this live session. And like Margaret said, you can actually put both the feeds side by side. You just have to click on Margaret's video and pin it, and then right click on it and just say put video side by side, or even go to grid view. That will help you guys a lot.
Okay, ini diputar film. Okay. Capture card taruh di atas, jangan digantung. Oke. Ininya dari situ laptopnya, jadi kabelnya nggak lewat sini. We have setups for the next class as well, so the room is a bit limited right now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the light that I use. This is my flashlight, and this is my modifier. It's really big. It's 165 centimeters in diameter. I use this big. I use the modifier this big because I want to keep my light soft for the baby photos. So this is where I place my light. It's just beside baby. It's not angled, so it's straight, 90 degrees. And it's lifted a little bit up of the ground, so we will get nice feathered lights through the baby. Okay. I use the start at power 4. Now I'm going to place the baby first before I show you my camera settings. Okay. What I'm using here is a wooden bowl and wool layers. And the one that you're looking at here is the Athena backdrop. It's from Anna collection. It was chosen by Anna Brand when she visited Indonesia, and I was hosting her. So that's how this backdrop was born. It's very historical. All right, so this is how I'm gonna place baby on a bowl. I want to angle baby in certain ways. So baby will be shaped like a moon or banana and will not be looking too straight. Then I'll add some flowers. Today it's orange because it's almost October soon and it will be the autumn season. Well, not here, but internationally, Halloween is coming. Okay. Now I'm gonna share my Capture One screen so you can see my camera settings and what it looks like when I capture the pictures. Okay, here you go. Now this is the time when you can change to side-by-side mode so you can see both how do I photograph and what it looks like straight from the camera. Now on your screen, you see this, hold on, you see my camera settings here. Okay, here is the ISO 100, speed 1/200, and the aperture is 2.0. Now my light is at power 4. In Provodo, the scale is 1 to 10. I usually start at 4 and adjust from there if needed. And my white balance is 5,600 Kelvin. I'm gonna try to take one shot and see whether I like it before I adjust anything. Okay, this is the part where I become a little bit nervous because I don't want the pictures to come out bad. So I hope this come out nice. Oh yeah, by the way, don't never forget your hand strap for baby because if the camera falls, you want to be sure that it doesn't fall into baby. Okay. Now let's try and see. You see my team is there. This is Lydia. She's holding baby's head there. First is to keep the baby safe and also to keep the pose that you have worked hard on. So it will stay there, the baby. Now let's see how the sliding goes. Okay, first shot. Oops, something more. Hold on, bear with me. Here we go. 1, 2, yeah. Oh, why? Will the cat? Okay. Here we go. Here we go again. The light wasn't firing. 1, 2, go. Okay, so this is what it looks like straight from the camera. This is the lighting and the setup that I like. So I feel like it looks good to me. I hope it looks good to you because I'm not gonna change anything. Thank you. So this is my favorite backdrop is Athena from Anna Collection. So if you are chosen to be the winner of today's Instagram story, you will get shopping vouchers to get this backdrop.
And people ask me, what lens are you using?
Oh yeah, my lens that I'm using Sony A7 Mark III, and this lens is 55 millimeters. So it's equivalent. It looks similar to the 50 millimeters. I used to, so you can see Lydia's hand there. So it's always there to keep the baby safe, even though baby is just sleeping comfortably in a wooden bowl. 1, 2, go. Okay. So this is the first angle that I usually take, and then I would go closer to baby. This. I'll go closer to baby. Yeah, go. And closer. Go. And I will move to the other side and take from the side. It's almost like backlighting. So I have the lights over there, but I'm shooting from the opposite side. And this is how it looks. Also the close-up look from the side. So let's go through the pictures. Here is the hand that is keeping the baby safe at all times. So this is the angle where I shoot baby from the top, and we get a wide view, a good view of all the props that we are using. And then we go closer. I personally like this angle better than this one. And we get the close-up look, which parents love because, you know, when you have babies, you want to keep on looking at their face. This is from the side, and this is a closer look. And this one is the close-up from the side. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you don't get the angle right. So let's see, is this where okay. Now you can see my live view here.
Not yet.
Sorry?
We can't see it yet.
Okay, never mind. I'll just shoot and show you the difference between if you don't get the flattering angles.
Yeah, perfect.
You see where I'm shooting from? This is my camera here.
Yeah.
Just now I was shooting from here. And now let's see what happens if I shoot from this side. You see baby is like looking up and not looking nice like this. You see the difference?
Yes.
See? This is a very common mistake. I did this mistake for many times when I first started. You just have to get used to it because as a newborn photographer, you know, you work with a lot of things, your camera, your lighting, your baby, your fussy baby, your wraps, your props. We often forget to make sure that we get the right angle. I'm going to show you one more time for a close-up look. Just to compare. Okay, this is why it's shooting up the nose, because you can like see the nose from up here. Maybe it's not looking very pretty, not looking very peaceful. So try to get this angle so baby would look would look really like a baby, and the picture you get will be more artistic. Okay, so my friends, this is the class for today. I hope you enjoyed the class. I'm gonna.
There's one question. Yeah, there's one question that do you think that for us to create a portfolio, we should have a dummy baby, or should we have a real one for a portfolio? I mean, should we create a portfolio? Should they be creating the portfolio with the dummy baby or a real one?
Okay, for your portfolio, you definitely need a real baby. So what I do with this dummy is I use it for practice and for teaching because at this time, it's safer for me to keep babies at their home. So this is my baby model for my online class. So you have this dummy for practice and you do a model call. It could be your friends or your families, babies, newborn babies, or probably you just post a model call. You'll be surprised on how many people are actually willing to model for your portfolio. So definitely a real biggie. What is the wool? The wool is a wool layer. Is there any other question?
No, I think we've kind of done both them. There was one that if you could explain about props, how to place those with the baby with care. How do you take care with props and babies?
How do I take care of the props? I'm not sure what the question means.
As in, like when you're using, let's say you're using that bowl and stuff like that. So what is that you should be careful about when placing the baby inside it, and any tips that you would want to give?
Okay, so you have to make sure that the props is baby safe and it's cleaned before. And you need these posing pillows. I'm going to show you how I place this here. Okay, so even though I'm using wooden bowl, is a hard prop, I never place baby on the bowl. I mean, never without this pillow and this layer. So I use this posing pillow. I put it over here and cover the pillow with all sort of layers before placing baby. And when I keep it, I always keep it inside a clear plastic bag so it will always be clean. There you go. It's a long explanation actually, but I have to keep it as quick as possible. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, I will create a discount code for everyone joining the class today. Maybe I will ask Mr. Sitich to share your email so I can send the code.
We will share the email IDs with Margaret so that she can actually send you all the details as well. And Margaret has to actually run for another workshop. So Jannat, I will take that question for you. She had requested, she'd given us a very, specific time because she's got another workshop to go to.
That's
so
right.
If you have
Another
minutes, you can answer
Instagram.
or you can leave. I can actually answer that question as well. So not a problem. So there's a question by Janet that when they're starting business, they need to create a portfolio. What should be our next step? Should we invest in props and the lighting equipment and basically create a whole setup before professionally starting up, or can they continue till the time they actually get the money for investment? I will add to that.
Okay, so there are many ways to start actually depending on our budget and how much we are willing to invest and whether you are sure you want to be a newborn photographer for a long time or you are just trying it, okay? So I have friends, they actually rent their cameras and lightings. Some of them just go straight into buying all the best. Some of them buy the entry-level gears. So you can choose which way you want to start. If you are serious about being a newborn photographer, I would suggest you to just start with the best things that you can get. Invest in the camera, invest in the good lighting. It will last you a very long time. It will help you work easier and faster and create better results. And as for props, there are a few basic props that you have to have. First is the backdrop from Bambini Props. You gotta have some wooden bowls or wooden buckets. Then you need posing pillows. And this kind of wools stuffers are very useful. You should start with few colors. Favorite colors are white, pink, gray, brown. So you can start from there and start adding new colors. As for the setup, I think you can discuss with your clients and shop as you go. So you could show like maybe 12 portfolio photos, and clients will understand your style, and they might have references from other photographers from Pinterest, and they will show you, and you can discuss and plan for your next shopping. I think that's how you build your business bit by bit. You know, when I first started, we didn't have all these newborn prop stores. So what I did was I took my mom's scarves and used them to wrap baby. It was really hard to work with them, but you know, just to show you how we can start with very little that we have. Now I want to show you my studio. I just show you a little bit. Just this is actually my new studio. So, you know, I started with only few of these things, few wraps. Lightingnya geser situ dulu. Lighting. So this is one part of the studio. ISO-nya turunin dulu. So you see I have different kind of stuffers, all the props and wraps. So this was my goal like 5 years ago. And I have another goal in the next 5 years. But what my point is, just start with what you have, with what you are willing to invest, and build from there as you go.
Lovely, that looks amazing. And there's a question about how much of space do you need for a studio?
Can you repeat that?
How much of the space would you need for a studio?
Okay, so space, I always recommend 3 times 3 meters, at least. Yeah, so you have enough space to store your props and to work with your workflow. You can make do with 1.5 times 2 meters, but it will not be very comfortable for you.
I think we've covered almost all the questions. And if anybody missed out on anything, guys, please do write us in. You have our email IDs as well. And of course, Margaret is going to send you. Before we end this workshop, can I request people who have joined in to turn their cameras on to take a small selfie with everybody here in the grid view? Kind of, you know, a remembrance of this workshop. And of course, you know the drill. You have to tag Bambini Babies and of course Bambini backdrops in your stories, and of course follow them. And Margaret will choose a special winner, and they will get shopping coupons from the Bambini backdrop website.
Don't forget to share stories, people.
Yeah, stories, and of course tag us in your stories and everywhere, and we will also help you. Okay, can I have, like, you have 5 seconds to turn your cameras on. We'll do a small selfie with her, and just to show that who have joined in the workshop today, just for reference. That'll be really, really nice.
Let's take some group pictures.
Yes, please. Guys, just turn your cameras on. That'll be really cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for turning your camera on.
Ayo nyalain kameranya, teman-teman. I'm asking them to turn on their cameras in Indonesia.
Yeah, that'll be nice. So thank you, guys. Thank you for turning your cameras on. It's really nice. We have Winnie the Pooh also on the workshop.
It's so nice having everyone here today. Here is...
thank you guys for attending.
We have 1.5 hours difference between Indonesia and India.
Very early morning in Indonesia, or later in the afternoon.
So it's actually almost 2 o'clock here.
Oh, so you're late. You're ahead of us.
Yes, ahead of you. And my next class is starting in 10 minutes.
Awesome. All the best for that.
Thank you. Maybe we can do some Instagram live to answer some other questions. I'm sure.
Yeah, let's do a Q&A live soon. And there's a lot of questions that people do want to ask.
Yes, that will be.
Let's take a selfie right here. Smile, please.
Smile, everyone.
more cameras coming on. Awesome. Cool. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you, Margaret, for your time. It has been a complete pleasure having you here. And of course, looking forward to some more such amazing workshops. There are people who are demanding workshops regarding maternity shoots and stuff like that. So it would be really nice if you can put up a schedule that we could share with our followers so that they can join those workshops directly as well.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope to see you in our next online.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yeah, see you. Stay safe. See you.